actual self-therapeutic, multimedia products, solve problems, challenges, obstacles in life. It's also a technical process to reach high scores and visions that we have set for ourselves as well as those around us. If you like a brief introduction and brief summary, I try to break down the Ahn Rho Project into domains of life, subseries, analogies, and so on and so forth. You can check that out on our previous live streams for the past 2.5 years straight to January 2021 and beyond, more updated versions. That being said, let's dive into the live stream itself. Segment 2, as usual, 3 points. This second of 2 live streams today, the last and final one. I mentioned another thing that this is, of course, solve a vibe override, a system override, rule to break all of the rules, principle to free myself from the system, become purely practical, to get what most urgently needs done, and last but not least, if you want to skip this abridged short introduction, and fast forward by about a minute and a half into live stream as a video on demand on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, where you're coming from. So let's just dive right into it. Take a look on screen. Lots of photography, storytelling about these screenshots. The phase 2 abstract stuff, digital stuff. And then after the kind of digital portion, we will cover all the things that have to do with the physicality, the actual tangible objects we will see in the backdrop. But of course, in phase 2, we have probably a lot and too much to cover in this live stream. So most likely, we'll do phase 3 tomorrow. Let's start off with the left or right hand side. We're going to have to figure out which one it actually is. I think it's the top left. We have about at least maybe 60 kind of photographs, screenshots to run through, running from a variety of things, from treats to business to research, music, dance, and so on and so forth. So we're going to start here. Left hand corner we have something that references the title a little bit. So you see the document over here. Left hand corner, segment 4, usually covering a little bit of media assets. Covers a little bit of the thought process behind the title itself and the concept that we want to cover in this title, in this live stream. A very important one about progress and being able to sort of capture that, because part of that is what provides me some sense of fulfillment and happiness. I think for a lot of us, when you're living with your life, you want to see change and positive change in your life. So the Ahn Rho Project, of course, is the embodiment of life management and the pursuit of something, or rather being able to be happy during the pursuit, means that I should be able to visualize and see the change, the benefits, improvements, as I work about life, from finance to my relationships to just any of you guys watching right now. That's just how it is. So I try to incorporate that, and it hasn't been done properly because I haven't found the time dealing with all the past 2 decades of domestic violence, abuse, narcissistic abuse, financial ruin, all that kind of stuff, and chronic health disease, and so on and so forth. But we're kind of out of that now, so that's why the title says resurfacing of the pursuit for happiness and fulfillment and satisfaction, not just for me, but also for the peers and relationships, the people surround my circle, as well as maybe you're watching right now, whoever you are. So that's kind of, I guess, the main team. That's the first thing that's in the title after all, right? And that's the first thing we happen to show in phase 2. So you can see here 0 through 1 through 8 that doesn't capture the whole thing, but it has to do with the measure with respect to where you want to go in the short term, long term, and the moment right now, being happy, being fulfilled, being content, and so on and so forth. The project system, life management, and progress we are tracking. Also covers a little bit of the screenshots that we have. I just pulled it down a little bit. Not screenshots, but scanned documents. So we'll get to that in a moment, having to do with business and clients and so on and so forth. So that's one on the right hand corner right now. It says sit, snack, and relax. Here's a heartfelt thanks to you for the holidays, for these holidays. So this is a Usano Sciences and providing some active nutrition, a new brand of products, and it's very nice. It's in Chinese and English, and I like the fact that this one's actually in traditional or Fantaisi. So basically, I can read it there. It says, 多謝你，你們在你的身體健康 or something like that. I can't fully read the whole thing. I wish I could. But we'll get there one day, but we'll learn Chinese. On the right hand side corner, you can see the products, so we can zoom out a little bit because there's a lot. You see that on this middle panel, the photography, so 77. The pills, I'm speaking way too, the music's way too loud. The bottles, a Help Plus, as well as some invoices On the right hand corner, we have the gift items, like I said, peanut butter active nutrition as well. And you can see there's like a little slip of promotional card on there. Below, we see continuation of what we just talked about, right? So the measuring the project, the purpose of fulfillment, and not even necessarily measuring, because part of it is just being able to be happy no matter what it is. So sometimes you don't have to measure anything, just be happy with what you have, be content with it, and to live your life in the present moment. So transcending the limitations of the self is kind of what the whole thing is here. We have over here, I can kind of zoomed out snapshot, panned out a little bit. Basically the business products inside the plastic bags, but also capturing the groceries and the inventory. So this would be phase 3. What we'll get to in phase 3 when in physical form, but right now it's always just in phase 2. So it's all digital photographs of that. So you can see the bags, you can see some squash here, the sanitation, the soap, like I said, the supplements, the bottles, the Pepper Plus, and so on and so forth. Here's the squash. That's a class 4 item I received from my business partner, so it was class 4. Hence why I see also in the title $210 at the back. Cost $210 for the supplements. The squash is a gift from my business partner's neighbor, so it's a class 4 as opposed to the business products which are class 1. So bought myself versus class 4, a gift from my business partner's neighbor. Thank you for the squash, by the way. Nice vegetable, just showing appreciation for that. Continuation, over here you can see kind of like this kind of panel snapshot of everything. We have on the side music now, so we're moving towards entertainment, less serious, less to do with finances. So Melvin Tim Tim's choreography of Mount West Wars. I can't remember what it's called, big subwoofer, and it's a dance obviously, but that has Bailey Sock in there, and people are like, oh, they were kind of all over, as well as Sean Lewis in there. But I think Melvin himself is really the ace. Alright, he's always a choreographer, but also I love his swag. That's great. Okay, on the right hand side here, we have some stuff having to do with what is this? This is a recording. So I had a phone call with me and my business partner I just mentioned previously. So KW, as usual, a fantastic person, and I recorded that. And we talked a lot about some business, but also the clients and the health, some digestive issues, and trying to get in touch one of my biological guardians, my biological mother, in touch with someone who's a fantastic physician. So JW and his wife. He's experienced in TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, as well as Western medicine, as well as nutrition. So he's just the full cross board, and we'll give reference. Kind of refer my mother to him. Now, over here on the left-hand side, once again, we'll continue off. We kind of covered everything here at the very top. You see, like I said, Melvin's subwoofer. It's just the bottom here we have to continue off of. You can see once again we're in segment 4, and you can see the Walmart Westinghouse ceramic heater. So we're capturing the entire files, all the files that were captured here. No block, using to scan everything, and then the files so way onto the laptop. We also have obviously the recordings here of today's interactions. It wasn't just me and my business partner KW, but also with my domestic garden. So we had some conversations generally about employment, about her applying for the job, seeing how that worked out, how it panned out. I wanted to make sure also that application for the government funding third-party partnership organization is actually legitimate, it's not fraud, which is good. Sending an email, all that kind of stuff, as well as she gave me some egg tarts here. So this is something unrelated. Also passing keys back after I duped some keys, giving the original back to my domestic guardians because they are the tenants, as much as I am tenant of this kind of household. We also have the flaky egg tarts here, flaky cakes. Egg tarts, we call them in Guangdong so basically these are just egg tarts. So really good, and it's from Roma Bakery. So thank you to my domestic guardians. Left hand panel, that's all I got to do with the audio recording. Alright, so we're done that. So obviously the flakes, the flaky egg tart is a class 4 item for my guardians, as are these photographs of food. I always say photography. So it's photos curry right here. This time it has not just chicken legs and chicken thigh with eggplant, carrots, sweet potato, yam, basil leaf, but also it now has thin Vietnamese style lean goat meat, basically. Very, very nice, very tasty. very flavorful, packs a punch. I love it. I love it. Thank you to my domestic gardens for that. On this side, we have some peaches. I bought myself. I want to eat one. I never tried it yet. I bought the majority of them for my colleagues, and I gave it all away. But I also received that green apple there, like I said, from my from a colleague with granola bar, and I ate that today. So I brought that downstairs to eat with alongside the curry as well as the vermicelli. So mai fun in Cantonese we call that mai fun to my gale kai. So this has rice, just like traditional, rice vermicelli, so like rice noodles, very thin, clear cut. On the bottom here, let's continue with the food theme. So move back here. You can see everything in addition to the vermicelli and curry. We have these kind of like you can dunk in. There's the steamed vegetables of broccoli, traditional Chinese vegetables, choy, all that kind of stuff, and the lamb meat, we have this kind of on a table, all of them panned out, right? I know it's not the best snapshot, but that's alright. We have over here, next to it, obviously the inventory tracking of everything, the lamb frozen meat, tracking the gifts, showing gratitude, appreciation, trying to say, hey, that's something I have to appreciate. Over onto the right hand side, so speaking appreciation, gratitude, stoicism as usual, and school of life. So that's a more compassion and psychiatry and philosophy, the figurative mother and father of my life for all past 3 decades. Sorry, so right here, Stoic Reflections, not my shit, not my stuff, copyright noticed. I don't claim ownership for this book. Instagram, Stoic Reflections, left hand side. I am not ashamed to confess that I am ignorant of what I do not know, by Marcus Tullius Cicero. So, basically, that's a lot to say. I can admit that I don't know, and I'm not ashamed of it. Okay? That's how it should be. You don't know everything. It's okay. You can be wrong at times. You can be, sometimes you just don't know. It's okay. Ordinary, it's better to admit that than to hold a facade and be deceitful and manipulative. Ordinary is not a name for failure. Understood more carefully, can seem to be more generous perception of I. So this is trying to basically get you to accept yourself. Accept the ordinary things you have in life if you appreciate that, which we're practicing on this stream already. Left hand corner here we have Unfortunate Biker Gang meets the Scandinavian Rambo. Brilliant. So it's Channel's movies in short, just capturing a thumbnail. I really like the synopsis. It's hilarious because they said it was supposed to be a dark humor comedy, but it ended up being like an action thriller from the way they summarize it. So it was Cyrus Hansen, or I don't remember his name, but basically that's what it is, the lead actor or whatever. In the middle here we have also now Vibe Villa, so great music reactions to hip hop, lyricism. You want heavy breakdowns, they got it, they get it. They really got it. I really love their reactions, especially. Today it was I believe, what was it to? They reacted to Denzel Curry's, Denzel Curry and JID's Bruh remix. Scorpion Sub-Zero. You just take a look. Alright, it's great. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose, by Steve Jobs. Obviously from Stoic Reflections once again. I agree. I remind myself daily. Basically, I live like every day is the last day. So it's kind of that whole you only live once kind of thing that's been kind of memed up. Okay, so we're done that. Now we can say we have only about 60 seconds. We have all this snapshot of stuff that we actually covered in the previous live streams. Yin Yang book, the curry, and full capture. I just want to run through them really quickly here, actually. So what we're going to do, we should have done this in the previous live stream, but we didn't have the time. So we have literally about a minute. So here's I basically want to say, embrace stoicism, philosophy, ordinary. This is the last stream. Speaking of progress in the title, this is the last stream I'm going to ever do anything that is one-on-one. So from now on, we're going to do just the snap. So it's going to solve 9-5 override. We're going to jump ahead. News, Canada, all this stuff, right? China, politics, all this stuff. You can see the comments, it's like the voice recordings on the phone, everything we used to do one by one. The granola bars class 4 gift, thanks to ML in the workplace, apple, green apple. So we're just saying this is the last time I will ever cover anything like this, especially the curry here. This is amazing, it looks great, but I'm not going to do it anymore. I don't have time for this stuff anymore. It looks great, but we got to end it. This is the last time we're going to do. And it's John Woo here once again, the physician, and the daily habits and stuff like that, and narcissism. So we got to end the live stream, but The point is, we're not doing things one-on-one anymore. This is solve 9-5 override begins here. Let's continue tomorrow morning. I'll see you then. Signing out. Peace.